Okay, now in the video just before this, I was just kind of showing this paintball blowgun that I bought at a Cabela's, and just kind of looking at how it's all put together and how you can use the components for the blowgun or for the Slingshot if you do the Slingshot modification here. Now, a few other fun ways to use some of these components. One thing that I like, and you know, it's not something you have to do, but it could be kind of fun. You know, if you want to reload your magazine tube, you know, let's say maybe you want to reload the tube that's strapped onto your Slingshot, you can actually use this mouthpiece here, this 40 caliber mouthpiece, as a reloading funnel. And I'll look at how that works in just a minute. You know, if you get extra magazine tubes so that you got extra pellets ready for rapid reloading, of course then you can also use the mouthpiece as a funnel for those. And you know, this is the 40 caliber mouthpiece, and if I tried to use it with 3/8 inch pellets, they're too big to go through there. It kind of has a little safety ring molded in, so it's a little too big to pass through that safety ring. But on the other hand, it's just the right size if I want to load 5/16 inch pellets. And I'll show you here, you know, if I pour these in, and I don't want to do it too awful fast, otherwise they'll kind of bunch up and get in each other's way, but if I don't do it at too rapid a rate, it makes it real easy to reload. And so if you had a bunch of these extra tubes and you wanted to get them all loaded up and ready, you know, for whenever you need to use them, then this could be a nice little funnel to use. And a lot of times, like even if you just buy the repeater unit and magazine tube separately without the blowgun barrel, usually it's going to come with a mouthpiece. One thing to watch out for though, some of the mouthpieces have a little like a crossbar molded in. And that's a good feature if you want to use it on a blowgun without the repeater action. The repeater action usually will have its own safety crossbar, so it's kind of redundant. But if the mouthpiece has that, then you won't be able to use it, you know, for a reloading funnel. The thing is, though, you can order these mouthpieces as separate items. Usually they just cost like maybe 50 cents up to $2 depending on where you get it. You can kind of shop around, look for a good deal on it. Now I'll go ahead and pour these 5/16 inch pellets back out. And you know, if I want to load the 3/8 inch pellets, what I can do then is go up to a 50 caliber mouthpiece. And of course this is just a 40 caliber magazine tube, so it fits here a little loosely, so I have to kind of, you know, remember to hold it there in place so it doesn't drop off at the wrong moment. Now with these, even though this is a bigger opening in the 50 caliber mouthpiece, it seems like I have to use a little bit gentler rate of flow when I'm pouring these things in. So they have a tendency to kind of clump up. But I can kind of lift this up a little bit and agitate that a little bit and let them drop on down. And then if I pour in another group of them, and really it looks like I've got too many on there, so I'll probably end up dropping a few at the end. I got kind of carried away, it was already full. So, but that's kind of fun. I mean, there's other ways you can reload it, and we'll look at that in some other videos. Like even if you don't have these extra magazine tubes to use for speed loading, you know, if you do have them, once you got one loaded up, if you want to reload the one strapped onto your Slingshot, you just kind of get them end to end and drop that in, and you've got it reloaded, you know, pretty much instantly. But you know, if you don't have tools like that, or if you don't have these mouthpieces to use as funnels, there are still some techniques you can use to reload pretty quickly just by hand. And so I'll go over some of those that I've thought of so far in another video or two. Other things that you can do modification wise, if you get one of these including the blowgun, or if you've already got a blowgun barrel, and of course you may like shooting the blowgun itself, and I hope you do, But let's say that you don't, or let's just say you've already got several, and so you're willing to kind of sacrifice a barrel. One thing you could do is, instead of using one of these tubes as the magazine to strap on to your slingshot there, if you don't like plastic, and I like these actually, one nice thing is they're see-through, so it makes it real easy to keep track of your pellets. And they're actually quite tough little tubes, but let's say that's just not your style, you prefer a metal magazine tube, then you could actually cut off a length of this, and then you could strap that aluminum tube on instead of the plastic tube. And they're pretty much the same outer diameter, so that would definitely work. Also, here you got plenty of barrel, so if you wanted to actually make it longer than the original magazine tube so that you got more pellet capacity, you could do that, as long as it, doesn't interfere with your elbow or anything like that, when you're using the slingshot. So those are just a few ideas of how you can use these other components to kind of, keep modifying the thing. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and like I said, we'll look at some reloading techniques in the next 1 or 2 videos. Thanks for watching.